Elon Musk's proposal to end war just got slammed by Ukraine. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, received harsh criticism after sharing his ideas on how to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine on terms that were far more favorable to Russia than the Western consensus. Musk was commenting on world politics after receiving negative corporate news closer to home. Musk tweeted 4 suggestions for Ukraine-Russia peace: the formal recognition of the Crimean Peninsula as Russian territory. Russia illegitimately annexed the region from Ukraine in 2014, the maintenance of a reliable water supply for Crimea, Ukraine's commitment to remain neutral and renounce NATO, and the UN supervision of another round of referendums on Russian annexation in several eastern Ukrainian regions, which would allow Russia to take control of the region if the vote is successful. It's very likely to be the conclusion in the end, simply a question of how many die before then, the Tesla CEO wrote in a subsequent post. Musk's tweet was met with a barrage of criticism. The Ukrainian diplomat Andriy Melnik's response, "Fuck off is my very diplomatic reply to you, at Elon Musk," quickly went viral and received more than 90,000 likes. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky tweeted a poll asking whether people preferred a pro-Russia or pro-Ukraine Musk more, with President Joe Biden declaring on Friday that the United States will always honor Ukrainian international recognized borders, and Zelensky adamant that Ukraine has no plans to cede any territory to Russia. Musk's proposal represents a significant departure from the White House and the Ukrainian government's views on what Ukraine should be willing to concede. The tweet included a poll, and more than 1 million people responded. Over 60% of respondents opposed Musk's views, which Musk attributed to the biggest bot attack I've ever seen. Musk is trying to back out of his $44 billion takeover of the social media company and claimed that Twitter is overrun with fake and spam accounts. Ukraine sharply criticized Musk's statements, but Moscow happily reacted, as one could expect. Dmitry Peskov, a spokesperson for the Kremlin, told Russian media on Tuesday that it was quite great that Musk is searching for ways out of the issue around Ukraine. The announcement follows the Kremlin's failure to specify just how much Ukrainian territory it has taken the day prior, while Ukraine is in control of substantial portions of Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia as a result of the counteroffensive. Putin stated that 4 provinces, Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia, have been annexed. Vladimir Putin's spokeswoman claimed that the Kremlin is still figuring out which parts of occupied Ukraine it is annexed, implying that Russia is unsure of the location of its self-declared international frontiers. The unexpected disclosure was made during a phone conference with media when Dmitry Peskov was repeatedly pressed to specify exactly the Ukrainian territory Putin had claimed at a pompous event at the Kremlin last week. Putin has pledged to use all means at its disposal to defend Russia's newly annexed lands, possibly including a nuclear strike. His attempts to use nuclear deterrence to stop Ukraine's effective counteroffensive and Western support of Kyiv may be undermined by the absence of a clear red line. However, Russia does not fully control those areas, and it is losing ground to the Ukrainian onslaught that, in a huge setback for the Kremlin on Saturday, recaptured the city of Lyman in the Donetsk region. Peskov claimed that despite not having complete control over them, the entire Donetsk and Luhansk area were still a part of Russia. Peskov, however, stated, "We will keep the populace in the loop regarding the boundaries of the Kherson and Zaporizhzhia areas." When asked for clarity on the matter, which would include specifying the location of Russia's internationally recognized boundaries, Peskov responded, "This is the conclusive response for now. The international community does not acknowledge the annexation. Large portions of the Zaporizhzhia region, including its capital city, are not under Russian administration. The continuing Russian sovereignty of Kherson and the area west of the Dnieper River is in doubt as Ukrainian forces advance there as well." The comments regarding the annexed areas are merely the most recent source of embarrassment for the Kremlin and its military apparatus. The senior military leadership was publicly criticized over the weekend by several high-ranking officials and propagandists for their inability to halt the Ukrainian advance. Ramzan Kadyrov, the leader of Chechnya, sent a harsh message on social media after Lyman was killed, saying, "I do not know what the defense ministry reports to Putin, but in my personal view, more serious actions should be done." He proposed 2 possible responses: increased Russian social mobilization or the use of a low-yield nuclear weapon against Ukraine. When questioned about Kadyrov's remarks, Peskov claimed they were motivated by feelings. "Emotions must be kept out of assessments, even in trying times. We favor sticking with fair-minded, impartial evaluations." When the conflict in Ukraine erupted in February, Musk's initial inclinations were very different. At the time, he offered to fight Putin one-on-one and received praise from the Ukrainian government for delivering Starlink internet terminals to the nation. In November last year, Musk sold shares of Tesla worth billions of dollars after asking Twitter users if they thought he should. Musk has a long history of stirring the pot with Twitter polls. Musk's divisive foreign policy ideas came as Tesla's shares plummeted 9% on Monday, reaching a 3-month low as the market responded adversely to the company's third-quarter vehicle sales coming in below expectations. The company mentioned challenges it faces in delivering automobiles to customers swiftly as output increases, in contrast to competitor automakers that do not withhold information regarding sales and productions in particular worldwide markets.